thing that everything for what it is, but then how can I transcend that and become that inner man, letting him out, rise to my potential, find my path? And that's the key word, my path, your path. We're not prescribing to everybody else's paths and beliefs of what it means to be successful,
Gentlemen,
what it means to be
what's
happy.
going
on? We are going to be discussing the pills, the philosophies, the perceptions that are prescribed to us as men. And should we only accept one? Should we accept them all? Should we juggle between those? This is the Better Man channel, where we refuse to bow down to less than ideologies, less than perceptions, less than standards. We choose to stand up and salute that man that's raging within us to be let out. We all have that man. We know there's something more. And that's the idea behind this channel, is to begin to explore what the hell does it even mean to be man? What does it mean to be a free man? What does it mean to be a sovereign man? What does it mean to be a man that chooses my own damn path? And I started thinking about different perceptions, different philosophies, which brought me to red pill, black pill, white pill thinking last night. As I was making my food, I'm trying to lose a few extra pounds that I gained over this holiday season. So I'm kind of eating the same thing, this really set, structured, rigid diet program. And I started thinking, how many of us just eat the same thing over, right? We get into that routine. Monday, I'm eating this. Tuesday, I'm eating that. Wednesday, I'll go out and eat. We wake up and do the same morning routine. We interact with the same people. We drive to work the same way. And we do this the large part because it's convenient and it helps us to function. But I started thinking, is it really more convenient to stay in that rigid routine? And as I was dealing with food, that led me to thinking, as a kid, man, I hated mashed potatoes, like just despised them, didn't even really like French fries. But as I began exploring that and tasting more things and trying new things out, man, I started liking French fries, mashed potatoes, scalloped potatoes, fried potatoes, hash browns. I like sweet potato fries. I like curly fries, waffle fries, straight fries, seasoned fries, unseasoned fries. I love mashed potatoes. And I started thinking last night, when we begin to explore one avenue, it opens up these different ideas. And that got me thinking about the red pill. We come to the red pill, and I like to call the red pill just, we start thinking for ourselves, right? We start becoming free thinking men that see the world as it truly is, and that maybe we've been deceived. There's some truths that have kind of been bent to help people move along kind of in this herd-like fashion. So when you take the red pill, you start thinking for yourself. You kind of step outside of the narrative and you see how the world's been painted in a way that will make it function. But maybe that functionality isn't so convenient for you as an individual man, so we start thinking for ourselves. And it got me thinking, okay, so we take this red pill awareness, we're thinking for ourselves, it gives us some freedom, and now what? Because I think a lot of men, when we first realize there's different perceptions to the world, there's different realities, there's more freedom than what we've been confined to believe in, we kind of get stuck in that, and we see this red pill rage where we're just kind of pissed off that, man, the world really isn't what it is, and we can get easily stuck in that. That can become our narrative, and we place these blinders on where we can't see the big wide world that, as men, we were created to go to explore and to conquer and to bring the unknown into the known. And it got me thinking, like, imagine someone says, okay, they bring you to this big mansion. They say it's yours. Go in. It's yours. Go in and explore. So we're like, hell yeah. We go in. We find this first room, man. It's got a pool table. It's got our music selection in it. It's got the finest drinks, finest furniture. We're just chilling, having a blast in there. We never go explore the other rooms. We never know what's throughout the mansion. So are we truly owning that mansion? Are we truly possessing it? Or are we just kind of stuck in that room because it's cool, we like it, and it's comfortable? What if we begin to explore the other rooms, the other perceptions, the other ideas out there? So we go across the hall. We go into a library. We don't really like to read, but we go through a few books. Nah, not for me. And then we find one that we really like. It resonates with us. And we're like, well, hell yeah. Room's not so bad. It's not necessarily for me, but I love this book. So we have a little more motivation. We go explore some other rooms. We find a room that's really not for us. It's like this new age art, new age music, the furniture. You have to sit on the floor and take your shoes off. And it's really not for us. But as we're walking out, we see a painting on the wall that just speaks to us, man. It brings back these memories. It brings back these ideas of what could be. And we're like, hell yeah, I'm going to come back and see that picture. And so we'll go throughout all these rooms, and maybe we have a favorite, and maybe that room, that perception, that philosophy, that school of thought works for us, and so we stay there in a large part. But until we actually explore every room, every idea, every perception, are we truly owners of that mansion, or are we just confined to a few rooms? And I think the pill ideologies, the pill philosophies, the school of thought behind each pill that gives us that new perception to be free thinkers. It's awesome if you set in one a majority of your time, but there's other things to be explored, and we never want to confine ourselves. And I've run across a few different men that have kind of said this similar quote, that a man of such strong convictions is actually a slave because he can't adapt, he can't change, and we all know the one constant in life is change. We have to be flexible enough to bend with changes, and so that we can actually explore everything there is. And a person that only knows one thing, I don't care how much you know about it, it's still very limiting. So I don't want to be so strongly convicted of anything ever in my life that I can't step back from that and explore other opportunities. And so that has me thinking, we have red pill, black pill, we have this white pill. And I haven't explored a lot in these other, you get red pill, you're the free thinker. Yes, I'm thinking for myself, and that's awesome. But like I said, we can also often get caught up in that to where that's our only way of looking at the world. That's the only lens. And you think, well, what else do I need? Well, exploring the black pill community, and that's kind of this pessimistic, well, you know what? I'm not good at everything. I'm not the best at everything. And that can seem harsh. And some of those take that to the extreme of this doomsday mentality. But a lot of the times, especially in this entitled coddle generation, we need a dose of that black pill. We need to recognize I'm not the best looking. I'm not the richest. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the greatest at everything. We need a slap in the face sometimes. So that black pill is something that we have to be aware of too. You know what? The world can be harsh. I'm not the best. But we can't take that to the extremes. We also need to progress from that and explore other rooms because, again, like I said, as men, our duty is not to bow down to everything and just surrender. Our duty is to let that man within us rise up and find his meaning, his purpose. And that black pill offers that, well, maybe my purpose isn't to be the Chad of the world. Maybe my purpose isn't to be the most wealthiest, but I have talents, I have gifts, I have skills. I'm going to take that red pill awareness and free thinker and begin to think for myself and carve out my own path. And so then we have this white pill, this kind of enlightenment, seeing thing that everything for what it is, but then how can I transcend that and become that inner man, letting him out, rise to my potential, find my path? And that's the key word, my path, your path. We're not prescribing to everybody else's paths and beliefs of what it means to be successful, what it means to be happy. We're choosing to find that inner man that finds his own path, his own happiness. And that's the theme of this year for this channel, is that inner man. What can I do to become a better person? How can I go inward and find my own path? We need a little bit of all different perceptions. We need to explore every room in our home representing this man within us, the capability of this man to be that red pill free thinker, to have a little bit of that harsh reality from the black pill, but transcending to something higher, something spiritual, some truth beyond in that white pill that draws us to become more. Right? That's what higher aims are for. That's what setting goals are up here for. That's what having high standards and high morals are for. Is that's something that I'm striving for. I'm never going to reach it, but I strive for that to become a little better each day. So we have that red pill free thinking spirit, but we're not so out of tune and arrogant and, oh God, I found a new way and this is my way, that we can't be slapped in the face with a little bit of black pill. But we also have to have a little bit of the white pill to know, hey, there is something higher. There's something more than the standards of society and their ignorance and their superficial facades of materialistic, consumeristic possessions. I can transcend that. And so we explore all these rooms. And again, maybe we favor or one room more than the other. Maybe we like this room better than that one and this one, but this is the room we like to sleep in and wake up in because it's good for us, and we found some truth that resonates with this. But I also like to go across the hall to the library and read that one book from time to time. I like to go down to the pool and take a swim from time to time. I like different things in my life, and they add more value to me, these different perceptions, these different schools of thought. I'm not so stuck that I can find myself in one room and I miss the party of life going on in all the other rooms. And I think it's imperative that as men wanting to grow, wanting to set themselves apart, wanting to free themselves from the monotony of life, that we begin to explore the mansion, the manhood, the masculinity, that virile nature within us that says, hey, there's more to be explored. Never confine yourself with one limited thought. Go out there, explore everything. Choose what works for you. Become this badass man that relies on his self, right? At the end of the day, no school of thought, no pill, no philosophy, no man, no content creator is going to save your life. It's us doing the work, exploring those inner rooms of self so that we get to know who we truly are, what truly ticks for us, so that we can be that guy that actually possesses the mansion, right? As men, we have this whole wide world laid out before us that we can go and explore according to our standards and our values, right? We're not getting caught up in anybody else's bullshit. We're getting caught up in that inner man. But until we begin to explore what we are, who we are, what we believe, what we think, what we're capable of believing and thinking, where we're capable of going, what we're capable of doing, we're always going to be limited to some philosophy, some one school of thought, one pill. And it may be freedom, but it's a narrowed freedom until we begin to explore all other options and take a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And it becomes this buffet of life where we say, I like that. I'm going to feed on that. I'm going to feed on that. And we become this well-nourished man that's capable of so much more than feeding on one thing. I love you guys. You'll hear from me next episode.